Hey, it's ad time!
Shut up, spy. Shut up. Well, fuck it. How's it going, everybody? Fix this. I'm gonna play some Mega Bonk for a bit. Why don't we just do that? Oh, let's get some real music too. Oh, what are we gonna do? I wonder. I'm gonna switch to Clover Pit after I do one run of this. I couldn't get Clover Pit to launch just now. I don't want to deal with that. I just want to play a video game. What should we listen to? Should we listen to like breakcore or something? Maybe. We could do like Big Wave. This might have some good rhythm for mega bonking. I don't know. Also, one other thing. Why can't I ever get VTube Studio to remember, I don't get it. Sometimes it just, like, decides it doesn't want to anymore. Might be the vibe. Alright, so I've been playing Hoverboard Guy. We need louder music. It's gotta be louder. It's gotta be louder. Airplane. I wonder, is the game audio not coming through for some reason? Talking about it. On, man. Okay, there it goes. Yeah, I got Clover Pit. Surprise, surprise, like everybody else, right? And I'm gonna play that, but I just don't know. I tried to run the game, it wouldn't start, and I just like was like, you know what? I want to Mega Bonk. Mega Bonk for a bit, and then I'll decide what to do next. It's that kind of day. I don't know. Kind of week. I had the day off. I took the day off. Why not, right? I think I'm gonna take projectile speed for once because these daggers kind of like it helped them. What kind of weapons do I want? I don't think I want any of these. I think I want long range stuff. Sure. Why not? Why not? I like the hoverboard. It's just pretty nice. Styling. Look at the tricks. We're doing tricks. And I don't want any of these. Maybe the Aegis would be wise. Just to help with all the things that I'm going to run into, intentionally or not, you know? I'm going to go damage again for now. Okay, I'll take that. I don't know what I'm going to do for damage avoidance. Maybe evasion? Man, we shredded those really quick. I guess the daggers just really do well when they bounce, huh? Like that. We could do poison. We could definitely find some poison. Bloody, all three of these options look honestly incredible. I'm being honest. Okay, so damage is nice. That is a big damage upgrade. That's like a bordering upon like 20% damage. It's more than 20%. It's almost 20. It's a significant damage upgrade and projectile speed, whatever, right? Attack speed is the tome I always get. I feel like it's the most important tome in the game. Everything stacks off of being able to apply more damage, apply more bullets, apply more chances at applying more things. And then Slutty Rocket, I just like. It's just like a good weapon. I think in this case, we just have to take the luck. We have to take the purple dagger, you know. The tome will come back. So will the rockets, but we can't really produce, like, lucky drops like that, you know? Kind of hard. I'm always a little nervous letting YouTube autoplay. This playlist looks okay. Maybe we try to stick to the artist that I was just listening to. Yeah, let's listen to this. September's over, though. Pretty sure this is sampling September. It has to be, right? I like extra jumps. Good escape mechanism. The hell with it. We'll take the Aegis. It'll be nice for when I accidentally run into things. Oh, that's nice. That's a good mix. I don't think that's what I want to listen to right now, though. I want to listen to something better. I think I want to listen to... What is this? About this. Just like more of the same. I kind of want something more aggressive, man. Punchy. More... You like Eurobeat? Oh, hold on. There's like this good No Mana set that I've listened to before we can listen to. We could do something like this, right? Or I could do Demi-Tori again. Always an option. What's up, Celador? How's it going? Actually, Demi-Tori might be the angle again. Try this one. Let's try this playlist. All right, nice. Good to see you. I have the day off, so I'm just messing around. Yeah, we'll listen to Demi-Tori. Yeah, I agree. It's tough dealing with that kind of stuff. I know the impulse. I know the urge. I feel guilty anytime I have, like, bedtime. Like guilt is the only way I can kind of describe it, is like if I'm not doing something, it's not like I'm on the grind set or anything, right? It's just more like, I'm even talking about like playing video games or being up and awake and like experiencing stuff. Like just laying in bed and relaxing is not easy. It's like when you have things that you want to be doing, like it's not the best. It sucks. It's being down and out, you know? It sucks. It sucks. I get it. But yeah. Oh, you're on vacation? How's the vacation? Hope it's relaxing. Hope you enjoy. Yours. Heck yeah. Love to hear it. Sand Golem, I need you to die. Portugal, that sounds awesome, actually. Lord fucking knows I'd rather be anywhere than the United States right now, though. Any civilized country would be great. Portugal sounds so fucking cool, though. I bet the weather is much nicer there than it is here. It's really dreary here today. Very, very cloudy and kind of just damp. Cold. Finally we got that sort of like witchy, spooky. It's not like cold outside, it's just sort of not warm. You know what I mean? It's like the absence of warmth. Not too hot. Yeah, being by the ocean is nice. You get that sort of evening out of the temperature differentials. Been a long time since I visited a beach. Like one with an attachment to the ocean. Kind of far from them. Growing up, my family used to always take vacations to the beach, and it was really for my mom. Like, I'm pretty sure it was for my mom's benefit. I'm not a big fan of the beach in general. Like, as a kid, I definitely was not. It's warm, I'd get sunburned. There's no video games, you know, usual, like, child complaints, right? But now, I don't know, the smell of that air and the feeling of that breeze, I get it. I wonder what I want my last weapon to be. I'm still figuring out this hoverboard. This one has like... This one's kind of like a slow song. Let's move on to the next one. Yeah, this will be a good one. Do I want the shotgun maybe? I feel like shotgun might be kind of good. It's like that mid-range. It's got nice knockback. Works well with all the upgrades we're going to be taking in terms of like damage. Yeah. That's fine. Now, what do we want for the tertiary stuff? I don't think HP regen is the way. I just don't think it's going to work, right? Don't have very much HP to begin with. We do have some default shield. Do we do a shield build this time? I wonder how much investment that takes to make good. There isn't really anything in the game that heals shield or scales on shield or makes your shield come back faster or anything, right? Maybe we do take the HP upgrade. Let's look for lifesteal. Let's banish the gold gain. I'm definitely not going to take the gold gain. I don't feel like there's any point in that. 12% more gold. I'm being naive here. I don't foresee a way that lets me afford. Maybe we try it. Maybe we, you know what? I always banish the gold tome. Maybe we just try the gold tome this time. How about that? How about that for a curveball? I'll talk myself into getting something I never take. None of these are useful. Evasion, maybe? Could we do evasion build? What are we likely to... I mean, we had the Aegis. Using mid-range weapons. With a damage tome. We're going to be looking for the attack speed tome. Let's just banish the size tome. Defer decision-making until a later time. Crit chance is intriguing. There are a lot of things that scale on crit chance. Do the crit chance. I don't think we want projectile quantity. I just don't. Movement speed? Armor or duration? Duration doesn't help very much. Max HP? Max HP. I wonder if this game will go the Vampire Survivors route where, like, they just keep adding to it. Or if maybe this is a one-hit wonder. Maybe they're out of ID. I don't know. I don't know. Hello, Chubbs. Thanks for checking in. With the coffee. Monk and shield. I just don't see shield tone working. More DLC. Yeah, I'm wondering. It seems like an easy W, right? It'd be hard for me to pass. Like, if I developed a game like this and it blew up like this one did, you'd have to angle it into more success, right? While the getting's good, you know? Lasting popularity. Nothing has lasting popularity. Ask Pal World. I think about, like, 2 weeks of attention is the best you can expect, right? Like, everybody's moved on from Peak. You know, whatever other game of the moment was, right? See, Shield has a static cooldown. It has set cooldown. It doesn't come back any faster than it does. And there's no way to heal it. There are no items that work with shield. There's nothing that's like heals your shield on hit. There's no way to restore your shield. I don't feel like the shield tome is it. I don't feel like you can make it work. I don't think it works. I don't think it's possible. I'd see, like, those are item gaps, though, right? Like, that's what I would be noting down if I was the dev. I'd be like, oh, there is no shield path in this game. Let's make a character that benefits shield and some items that support shield. Like, there you go. There's some more content. Attack speed, that's what we're looking for. The hell with survivability. Gonna live our life best we can. Type shield and the 18 digits, 16 digits, yeah. I have a, I'm home alone tonight. Fellas, nobody else is going to have this problem, but, when autumn hit, like maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, I bought a bunch of like pumpkin flavored scented candles and shit, and I've been driving my wife insane with them. And she finally like put her foot down and was like, "No pumpkin candles in the office while I'm here." And I was like, "All right, bet." But we're like, right now she's not here. I'm home alone. So you know what's lit? The autumn candle. It smells like fucking pumpkin spice lattes in here. Tell you that right now. It smells like a fucking home goods store in the middle of October. And after this short stream, I'm gonna go have a coffee, and I'm gonna put like 4 pumps of pumpkin spice syrup in it that I purchased for my own enjoyment. It is fucking October. Yeah, there's going to be some aggro. I'm going to have to blow out the candle soon, because she will be home in about an hour. I think I need more damage. I need more damage. I need more damage. Holy hell. Why was I just, like, boosted? I've seen this game a lot. It's a good game. There's not much to it. It's pretty thin on depth. There's not a whole lot to wrap your head around. There's not like a ton of mystery. The best part about it right now is that there's like no functional fucking in-depth wiki with charts and diagrams. It's just Vampire Survivors plus Risk of Rain without much of the like depth of either. Raid Shadow, Legends version of Risk of Rain. See, the thing is that like this has much more satisfying movement than Risk of Rain. The movement in Risk of Rain is kind of a chore. Or, sorry, not Risk of... Well, yeah. You know what? I stand by that. In both Vampire Survivors and Risk of Rain, the movement is a little bit of a chore. Until you get upgrades in Risk of Rain, your movement sucks. And this game is sort of similar to that, but it has a little bit more emphasis on, like, the different characters moving in different ways and behaving in different... I feel like it's clever in that way. Risk of Rain has announced another DLC. I've been a little detached from the development of Risk of Rain since it moved to Gearbox. I'm not gonna lie. I don't have a lot of faith in that team. I just don't. I'm not really sorry for it either. I look forward to whatever they do, whatever they try. Even if it's just like basically taking mods and making them official. I'll give it a shot. Risk of Rain and Heavy Rain. Those are two very, very different games, my friend. Very different games. John! John! Yeah, press X to Sean. It's one of the legendary glitches, you know, like... Those games are such lol cow games. Like, if anything goes wrong in them, it just looks so funny because the game is trying to take itself so damn seriously. Yeah, smooth movement and addictive gameplay for $9. I have spent more for worse things. I've spent less for better things, but you know, on balance, it's really not bad. Really, actually, quite good. Quite good. I think we've looted this map. We're gonna spawn the boss. Alright, Anubis. It's time to die, buddy. Am I in tier 2? Yeah, I'm in tier 2. I just wanted to clear get this achievement with this guy. But we're not, like, going on a fully deep run. Yeah, there's not much to it. It's just a yapper game. Like, I don't have to think too much about this. I get kind of aggravated when I'm playing, something more involved on stream. And, like, I can't talk. You know what I mean? I am incapable of talking while playing something like an Apex Legends or something. That's why I never stream Apex anymore. Like, even though I kind of love to, because I can play that game for like 9 hours straight. I can't talk at the same time. I'm just sitting here in fucking silence. Maybe I'm doing comms and callouts, but like, I can't talk to a chat. In non-voice games with lots of text, that too. Those two, having to read a bunch. Yeah, can't have hot takes. I need to give hot takes. I'm here to talk. I'm not here to like read the game text. I'm not a voice actor. I'm really not. There are some streamers and content creators who are like, there are people who I would just listen to read things. You know? That's definitely a type of person. That's definitely... There's an appeal to that. I don't feel like that's me, though. And while I do like games with lots of text, I play those off stream. And truth be told, I can read in my head a lot faster than I can read out loud, and it just irritates me kind of sometimes when I'm playing like a Day at the Diver and I have to narrate every fucking line. I'm like, can't you guys just read it? Theater kid background. Yeah, I was not a theater kid. I was definitely in the computer club. Put it that way. You have kind of like a truce with the theater kids when you're in that clique, you know? Like, you're all nerds, and you have a lot of mutual friends, and maybe you hang out in the same kind of general area of the cafeteria, you know? But you're different. Like theater kids are at least, like, charismatic to some degree, usually. You know what the overlap was? It was crew. It was stage crew. The stage crew kids were in both the computer club and then like in with the theater kids. Right? And then yeah, they would play like D&D together with the overlap. Absolutely. 100% correct. I remember all of that. Yeah, I think a lot of YouTubers give theater kid energy for sure. Absolutely, 100%. I think that's like part of the part of being a successful one, even, right? Like, I certainly don't have any designs on like massive success or anything personally. I'm just saying, like, I think that's the makings of a good one is somebody who can put on a show like that, right? Like a theater kid. Like a former theater kid might. Theater kid, now theater adult. Theater kid that waited 2 decades to start chasing chasing the theater. Like V, even in a way, even if you don't think she was one. I don't know, she kind of gives it. She's at least committed to the bit, right? Like keeping up that kayfabe and stuff. I don't think I could do that. Yeah, the kayfabe. That's a wrestling term. It's a. I say wrestling. It's quote unquote wrestling. You know, the professional wrestling in the United States, the drama. So wrestling is just theater, like WWE. You know, it's just theater. They're just theater kids that work out. I'm not actually business cat girl. I mean, I just keep my kayfabe close to real life, so then I don't have to act, right? So like, yeah, I'm an office lady, wow, that's... What a stretch for me. Huge, huge, massive stretch. The cat ears, you know, like, you could just buy those. But yeah, I don't know, like, wrestling is just theater here. Like, WWE, WWF, back in the day, it was just oily people doing drama, theater, soap opera, bit shit. Like, what really surprised me about it is watching some of the documentaries back in, like, the 90s and early thousands of WWE, WWF, was, like, how much of it they just kind of made up on the fly. Like, not even, like, the organization itself, like, the performers just out there every night just fucking improving. But then also how much of it was also somewhat real. EP got that star quality too. Oh yeah. I mean, that's just charisma is what usually people call that. W-Riz. Yeah, the TV can sing, definitely. Like, you know, you have to have like a show you can put on, right? I don't necessarily think I could put on a show. I think I can put on like a dissertation. Personally speaking. There are a lot of things I can talk about for a long time, and I actually started to. I've started blogging. I say I've started blogging. It's such a... Oh god. Did your stomach drop? Oh, this motherfucker is going to talk about his blog. Jesus Christ. Close the tab. But no, it's just for me to like read back later. You know, I lose these thoughts if I don't write them down, and so I just kind of want to put them somewhere so that I can come back to them later and see how I feel about them. I got that radio voice. Thank you for the compliment. Substack link. I'll post something. I have something on bsky, but it's actually self-hosted. I just throw a WordPress on my own website. Some VTubers also go that route. You know what I really don't want to do is be pirate software. What a cautionary tale that guy is. My voice, you know, I've gotten to be okay with how it sounds and listening back to it in recordings and things like that. Or like clips or other things. Like it doesn't bother me like it used to. It actually I've never really been self-conscious about my voice since I'm not gonna rat anybody out, but one time somebody told me they liked the way my voice sounded on the phone. And that's like a compliment I've held to, like, it's like one of those, like, dudes get a compliment and they hold on to it for, like, the rest of their lives. That's one of mine. I don't know why that in particular. But I have made it a point to, if I have to have a conversation with somebody, and I think it's been a benefit working remotely too, is because all of my conversations are over the phone. And I've gotten that compliment from multiple people, is that just like I have a good phone voice. Like at work I can do like the whole professional, like, oh, you know, thank you for calling my, you know, my extension, blah blah blah, you know, like I can do like the polite office person sort of, like I put on the nice voice, and you know, they're always just like, you know, I like calling you. It's always enjoyable. Sometimes I have to use it, like when somebody needs to put on a specific recording to answer the phone. Yeah. Intonations, etc. Yeah. My theory with... so there's actually a lot of, like, study into why people don't like their own voices and stuff. Actually, I don't think there's a lot of study, but there has been some study. And some of the theorizing is just that, like, your own voice sounds different to you from inside of your head, where it's coming from. And so when you hear it back, it doesn't sound like your own voice. Right? But also, I think some of it is just that people are their own worst critics in every way, shape, and form. And just like when you listen to your own recording back, you're like, "Ugh, why'd I say that way? Ugh, it's just the first time I've ever spoken in my life. Why did I say that word like that? How come I say things that slowly or as fast or, you know, gender dysphoria? Yeah, there's some of that too. You internalize it more than anybody else. Yeah, true. I think even for the gender dysphoria thing, people are too harsh on themselves, of course, but that's getting into, like, I don't want to tell people how to feel or invalidate their concerns, but I've seen people who have that sort of, like, they're like, oh, I don't sound manly or girly, or even dudes who are like, they want to sound like manlier or whatever, like, in any way, shape, or form. That sort of, like, I don't like the sound of my own voice because it doesn't match with how I perceive myself. Like, I still think that, like, you're a flawed perspective for that sort of thing, right? Like, you sound like you, and just try to own that, right? It's funny because you're like, gender dysphoria, and my first thought was all of the streamers I see out there, the dude streamers who kind of like talk down here and talk really flat, like Charlie, because they really want to be like moist critical, and so they just like always talk down like here. They never bring their voice up about this, unless they get like surprised, and then they don't let them, but you got to keep it down here. Otherwise, they'll think you're, otherwise they won't think you're a dude. They won't think you're a bruh, you know? They'll think you're kind of lame. They'll think you care about stuff. Like, I can do deep register. That's just not where my voice hits. Personally. That's just not where it sits comfortably. And when I hear guys talking like that, I know that's the same for them. You can kind of train your voice down if you really want to. You can bring it down. You just have to like bring it down gradually. You can't just go there. You have to work it down. You have to go down there. You have to keep talking down and get down here. And now like if I just keep things kind of calm, like you can be like, you can keep a deeper voice and put a warmer tone on it, but you don't have to like go all the way down here and pretend to be like, yeah, it's like, you know, right? It's just like, yeah, it's exactly. Your voice is a tool and you control it, and you can do what you want with it, and you can eventually and gradually train it down there if you really want to. But, you know, I feel like some people have just way in their heads about it. But, you know, that's okay, too. Everybody's got to do what they're comfortable with. My biggest gripe with myself, in terms of the way I speak, is pronunciation. I just don't do it properly. And some of that is just that I grew up kind of poor in the Philly suburbs, and I just didn't learn to talk right. Like, sorry, caught. I kind of mumble. I'm a little quiet, usually. And I keep to myself. And so I kind of don't enunciate very clearly sometimes. And I speak a little slowly because I'm trying to make sure I say all the words that I want to say in the correct order. In fact, when I listen to my voice back on VODs and I do it at 2 times speed, I'm like, oh man, I sound way cooler like that. Like, if I could just talk much faster, if I could just like get like really super fucking hyper and be like Gen A, Gen Alpha, and just, you know, like just juice up on some white monster and just like fucking rapid fire, just like random talk and actually get out all the words that I want to say. If I could do that somehow, like, that'd be really cool. English has so many varieties. I really like English. I like writing. I like writing because writing to me is like painting. with words, right? Like I don't have to use the common words that we use that are just easy to say. You know, when we talk, we use we prioritize the 1,000 most common words in the language. Yeah, Ben Shapiro, Jesus Christ. When talking quickly, yeah, no, nobody likes that. I'm pretty sure even he doesn't like himself. Which is just some existential shit. That's just like, damn. Damn. This run is cooking. I feel like I need to pick up the pace a little bit and start the boss. We're gonna get a swarm here, I think. Yeah, swarm. Ooh, that was free. Nice. Okay, so the boss portal's over here. Is there anything we've missed? Let's just, like, tour the map real quick. Oh, there's still like boxes here. What is this? Oh, there's a church shrine. There we go. I fucking love this band so much. That was huge. That was a big pickup. That's a lot of damage. Okay, that wasn't free. Scorpionacy. Now's not the time. But I don't think gold gain was worth it at all, and I think that my initial assessment was correct. I think maybe we got like 2 extra boxes out of it so far. The scaling on the boxes is just too harsh. It's just too steep. And we're not doing enough damage to this horde. There's not enough AoE. We need more daggers. Oh shit. More daggers, more dagger damage. The daggers are my AoE. Yeah, that cleared it out pretty well. That's that good Toho. Come on, Scorpionacy. I should just go spawn the boss. I just need to spawn the boss. Give me this, give me this, give me this. Yeah, we'll take that for sure. I'm outrunning the speed boost. Alright, Anubra. I don't know if I have enough DPS for you, bro. Need you to punch me. I don't know, guys. I think this might be cooked. I didn't scale fast enough. Yeah. Oops. Just lost steam. Try again. I'll try one more time. I was only going to stream for a little bit, just before my wife gets home here. Actually, got some hot takes. Yeah. I mean, we'll do more. We'll do one more run. Let me run an ad real quick, because it's about to run one. I'm going to use the bathroom, and then we'll do one more run. One sec here.
Hey, it's ad time.
Pumpkin spice. Pumpkin spice for sure. Honestly, I might see if she'll let the candle fly. I'm just gonna leave the candle here. Alright, ads should be over. And I got my water here. Alright, so we need to finish tier 2 with, like, skateboarder guy here. Hoverboard guy. We need to just make this as easy as possible, right? So what does that entail? I think, like... Hold on. Let's exit real quick. Do I have something turned off? Yeah, the ask for forgiveness route. Yes, exactly. Exactly. We have some things turned off. We need the bloody tome for sure. We don't need attraction tome or armor tome or thorns tome. XP. Luck we can turn off too. Not duration. What weapons do we not want? We do not want... I don't think we're going to use the axe. I think the Aegis was a mistake. I think the shotgun was a mistake. Oh, this is such a pretty song. I love this song so much. This is called Crimson Belvedere. I don't think we'll take the black hole. Poison might be an angle. Poison with daggers and katana. I think we'll take the dragon's breath. Mines, maybe. Gun, maybe. Yeah, these are good. Aura will turn off. Banana, no. No tornadoes. Maybe Frostwalker? No. No Frostwalker. Like these. We'll just leave all the items on. I don't really care about the items. Oops, I did not mean to do that. This song, I'll link it. The literal translation is Crimson Belvedere Eastern Dream. There's the YouTube video. Ooh. Such a good song, and I miss when songs could be like 10 minutes long, you know? It was just okay. They got to put on their little show, and people weren't like, hey, could you just get on with it? I'm trying to find new content. Going to miss house shows for those reasons? Yeah. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's just like... I don't know, I want to see the jam session. I want to see artists creating and just, like, feeling free to do whatever the fuck they want. The song, I remember, like, every part of the song. I've listened to it so many times. Alright. Doom, doom. I think we managed that one. The guitar goes crazy for this part. There's like a... It's incredible solo where it's like... Ding, ding, ding. Here it goes. so good. So good. And it's two brothers. I think we're gonna go like assassin build. We're going guns and knives. If I could get poison now, that would be great. Actually, I would take the poison flask for sure. And they just come back to that, like, leitmotif. It's so beautiful. They come back to that core melody, which has been there the whole song. And it's just a stupid Toho song, like from a random Toho game. I mean, I say stupid random Toho song. Zun makes some of the most beautiful video game music that's ever been made. Don't get me wrong. It's just incredible instrumentation and melodies. I don't know where he pulls them all from. Most original scores I think I've ever heard from one composer, like, ever. Okay, so I'm not putting down Toho music, but like they took it and made it into something more. It's like crazy. Of course, the one item I didn't want to lose. Oh well. What do I have? I have bloody and I have cooldown. Do we want damage or do I want... Maybe I just want quantity if it comes up. There it is. Yeah, we'll just like mega stack quantity. Music's its own attraction alone, yeah. Especially for Toho. The leitmotif again. The melody, whatever. It's like long enough that you can call it a leitmotif because it's like it's coming back after disappearing, you know? There are a lot of songs. I really like long format music like that where it's like sort of telling a story. It has like a narrative. Like pieces and parts of it will come back and it'll be like progressive and there's a group, a creator project, I don't know what it is. Kaishiwa Daisuke is the name of it, and they have a lot of songs that fit that kind of theme. I don't really know if they're kind of like something I'd want to listen to while playing this game, but maybe sometime in the future if we're doing something a bit more chill. Hang on. Sing the next song? Oh yeah, thank you. What's up, Van? How's it going? Von? Yeah. We got a new outfit. I'm off today, so I'm streaming a little early. Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, I figured it was, you know, spooky season, so I needed a new outfit. Having fun? Yeah. We're doing great here. We're having a lot of mega bonking fun. I'm trying to get this hoverboard guy's achievement out of the way, which is I need to beat tier 2. See how it goes this time. I like the scaling. I like the scaling items. I prefer the scaling items. So, like, every time I open a chest, I get more damage. That's great. I love that. Give me more of that. Going. Yeah, we're just chilling. I'm just yapping. I don't know. I don't even remember what I was talking about earlier. Oh, like people listening to the sound of their own voice and stuff. And we were talking about Demi Tori, the music that I'm listening to right now. Yeah, this band is two brothers, and they've been covering Toho songs for like 10 years now, at least. I remember listening to them, gosh, back when I was playing like Team Fortress 2 in like 2009, so yeah, much older than that, I think. Maybe, yeah, I think it was around the same time. I used to play a lot of Team Fortress 2 and Counter-Strike Source. My very first Steam game was actually Counter-Strike Condition Zero and Counter-Strike 1.6, but Condition Zero was like the one that just came out, and it had a single-player campaign that really interested me. Team Fortress 2 is a game I play all the time. I play Team Fortress 2 all the time. But that's my, like, if I'm sitting at the computer and I'm not doing anything and I'm bored and I don't know what to do, I just open up Team Fortress 2 and press casual mode. And that's it. I'm guaranteed to have a time. A time of all time. To this day. Yeah, to this day. I was playing it last week. I was playing it yesterday. It's actually really, it's better than it has been in years. There are no bots. No more bots. No more sniper bots. No more hackers. They're all gone. What do I want? What do I want here? Evasion? Maybe we take evasion? Maybe we take size? Maybe we take evasion? Projectile speed? Speed could be cool. Let's try speed. Holy. Yeah, I have a lot of very valuable Team Fortress 2 hats. That's why my Steam account is very privated. They had a promo. I think it was back in, what was it, 2010? 2009, 2010, maybe a little bit later than that. It was right when they first added cosmetic items to the game. So, like, the game always had, like, sort of... It had, like, loadouts, but they weren't cosmetic. Some of the very first cosmetic items in the game were, like, generic hats that you could only get from random drops. And for the longest time, that was all you had. And then they added these accessory slots. And the problem was that they didn't add anything that went in the accessory slots. So in the update that they added the accessory slots, they had a website for the update. Right? And on this website, hidden in the corner, it looked like a magazine cover, right? The website. And if you clicked on what looked like an advertisement on the magazine cover, it would take you to a hidden page that would let you connect your Steam account, and it would give you a soldier's medallion, like a medal that the soldier earned in war, and it was uniquely numbered based on what order you got it in. Right? So, like, they only gave away, I think, 11,111 of them. And so they were numbered in order that you clicked them in. So, like, if you were the first person on the webpage, you got number 1. And a lot of the very first, like, few dozen or so are, like, I don't know if they're Valve employees or if they're just people who know Valve employees and maybe got a little bit of a tip-off that the website was going live. But a friend of mine noticed it almost immediately at the time and messaged me on Steam and was like, click this. And I did. And I got number 118. And you would not believe, a completely insignificant number, by the way. Doesn't matter to anyone. And it's really not a very noticeable item at all. You can barely see it. If I didn't tell you about it, you wouldn't know it was special. But for the very first, like, 5 years I had that item, I got constantly harassed on Steam for it. It was worth so much TF2 bucks. It was, they were like, I'll give you 7 earbuds for it. And earbuds were like $40 of value in Team Fortress 2 at the time. There were people who were like offering me hundreds of dollars in Steam games. Constant just like bot ads, and I privated my whole Steam account because I had Soldier's Medal 118. And gradually, as the game added more cosmetics that fit in those slots, like the medallion slots, like the secondary, the accessory slots, I stopped getting messages. The value of the thing went way down. People stopped giving a shit, and I found peace. But even to this day, that thing, people will still message me about it. Like, I got a random message sometime, like, a few years back, maybe, like 2001, or 2021, from somebody who was just like, 118 was like a sentimental number to them, and they really wanted to know if I would, like, part ways with it for cheap because it wasn't really worth so much anymore. I don't remember why 118 meant so much to them. I felt like it was a scam anyway. But yeah, I've had my Steam account since 2004. It's old enough to drink. Turned 21 this year, and so that's old enough to drink in the US. When I first got a Steam account, the only reason I got that Steam account was because they were like, hey, you need to update your Counter-Strike 1.6 to keep playing online, or your Counter-Strike Condition 0. And if you just log into this friendly little green, ugly green rectangle here, it'll update your game for you. Real convenient, like. And I was like, sure, great, whatever. So, initially for me, it was basically just to play Counter-Strike and get updates. And then the very first game I actually bought for Steam, like to install with Steam, was Half-Life 2. I had never played Half-Life 1, but my friends at school really sold me on the fact that, like, this game was going to be, like, life-changing, and it was. I'll be honest with you. I loved the hell out of that game. We played it on stream last year. I think I played through Black Mesa. But at that point in my life, I had never played Half-Life 1, and I didn't even really know what was going on, but I still love that game. My first account ever, probably an email. Yeah, hang on, I need to think about this. Not because I can't remember the account, but because I need to think about whether or not this... Yeah, there's nothing... Like, so, I have a Gmail account that is just my legal name. that I still have access to. Like, no dots or shortening or anything like that. Like, I have I was able to just, like, log into Gmail and get that because it was just, like, brand new. And I got an invite to Gmail. So I still had that account. My first ever account was, like... What did I sign up for? I think it was probably Yahoo email. It was probably a Yahoo email because I wanted to play the web games on Yahoo. They had like web games with like chat, UI chat on the side, like Yahoo Pool. Like they had pool, like billiards. It was just like a shitty like Flash JavaScript game version of billiards where you could chat at the same time, or like they had like poker. And I'd play some poker and that kind of stuff. So I definitely made like a Yahoo account. That was one of the very first things I did. Yeah, they had the chat emojis. I remember that. I met a lot of people in there that I talked to for a long time. But that was probably the very first account that I had. But yeah, like I'm old internet. I have email accounts that are just like there's no numbers in them. I don't have any weird spellings. I don't have to use, like, participles. I don't have to use underscores. Not using Z's instead of S's or anything. My very first forays into the internet, and I'm actually going to blog about it a little bit. I was actually writing a post this morning, just over some coffee, and I was thinking about talking about my very first computer and how I built it and what that process was like and what I learned from it. And I remember building that beige behemoth out of various discarded parts from the local college. You know what, Chubbs? I'll let you in on a secret since you're here. I've had this name Sheer the whole time. My very first name on the internet had Sheer in it. It was incidental. My name is incidental. My name is a mistake. My name is what somebody who didn't speak English as a first language thought my name was when they were reading an amalgam of other things. And I just really liked the way it sounded because they called me that. They just kept calling me Sheer when I joined. Like they were just hey Sheer, and I'd just be like, hey, what's up? And I just like liked it, so I just kept it. But yeah, I've always had this name in some form. Sometimes I combined it with other things. Actually, all the time I combined it with other things. I guess I do have it combined with something right now, too, as Sheer VT. I can't get just Sheer, even though the account is inactive and has, like, 7 followers and is never logged in. And doesn't seem to do anything. Maybe if I, like, blow up and get partner one day, I can pull a Vebe and just, like, claim my name. I'm just claim Vey. Or a Mooney. Claim Mooney. I wonder what that process is like. I should ask Mooney about it. I should ask what she did to change her name. I wonder if she put in a request. Or if the account just dropped. Not that I think Mooney would just randomly message Mooney and just be like, hey, how'd you change your name? Meow Sherified? Oh my god. Could you imagine if I showed up in her chat with the name Meow Sherified? The scream? I like to just show up in her chat and say like one thing that makes her like react like upset. And then just like, you know, just like kind of just lurk after that. You can still try to get it. Yeah, okay, that's interesting. I'm sure she explained it on her stream at some point, thinking about it. I'm sure somebody asked. Game is so loud. Interesting though, yeah, because I know they have partner managers, right? So like I assume they have, it's not like a direct line to anybody that matters, but I'm sure they could at least click through a form and put in a ticket to get your name changed for you. Makes total sense. Now see, now that's interesting, because Twitch's official stance on account names and account claims is that they automatically, they say that they automatically delete accounts if they don't watch a stream for over a year, but that's bullshit. I don't think they ever delete accounts. Like, just straight up doo-doo dog water bullshit. This person has had... I see so many inactive accounts with, like, just, like, claimed names. Like, good names that just don't do anything. They have no followers. They haven't updated in years. It seems like such an easy W for them to just purge those. But I guess they don't want squatters, right? They probably don't want to open the opportunity for squatters. They'd rather just, like, leave things as they lie, and then, like, if you want the name, then go ahead and earn it. And claim it with your activity, right? Because, like, if they just purged all the inactive accounts, or if they had some sort of set cadence for that, then you'd have malicious actors who would just, like, crawl the website for 5-letter names, 4-letter names that go inactive and get unclaimed and immediately claim them. That's the first thing that comes to mind for me. God, could you imagine a black market around reselling Twitch names? Jesus Christ. This sounds like a Dragon Force song, but I promise you it's still Demitory. I do like Dragon Force, unironically. And not just Through the Fire and the Flames. I think Fury of the Storm is their better song from that album. This is a beautiful song, too. This one's called Peaceful Romancer. It is better to burn out than to fade away. What do I want? Huck, maybe? There's enough criminal activity for usernames on other sites, yeah. I remember... Ooh. All sorts of things about usernames. I used to play EVE Online. I remember people selling characters on that on eBay. I want the scarf, I think. Can I please purchase the scarf? Please. Oh my god, bruh. I'm gonna die. Fuck! Oh, damn it. I couldn't jump. I thought I had more jumps left. Oh, yeah, it's been glowing the whole time. I made it glow a little bit. We're gonna try another one. I still have time. Just get right back into it. I'm enjoying myself. I'm gonna try and do more streams like this where, like, if I'm just sitting here playing a game, I do a lot. I'll just sit here and play a game by myself and not talk or do anything also at the same time. But, like, if I'm just gonna sit down and play Megabunk, I can just, you know, open stream. Like, as long as I'm feeling up for it, right? Like, it's fine. I kind of wanted to redo my weapon selection there anyway. I don't want the sniper rifle. Yeah, luck. That's what we want to see. Let's get lucky. I don't know what I'm gonna do for survivability. Maybe I will just stack shield. Maybe I'll grab the shield instead of evasion. Maybe I'll grab shield. Maybe I'll grab shield. Just have a bunch of shield. I don't think it's gonna work, but I can try it. This guy is not my favorite character. I do like the movement. I like his movement a lot, but his level up gimmick is really just not very good. It's not good. I'm just gonna say it. It's not good. He only gets pickup range, so he can pick up like experience from further away, which is just not useful. It's not. I mean, it's okay, but I ain't reaching for that. That's not. It's not. I wonder if we just, like, solo invested in daggers, if they would pop the fuck off. Maybe we do, like, daggers, bones. I don't know. I think we take crit chance for sure. There's so many things in the game to scale off a crit. I don't know what this curse doll does, and at this point, I'm too afraid to ask. I just don't... Oh, okay. Okay, buddy. Okay, skull leg. That's fine. I don't care. Take it. Let's just increase the difficulty. God, the movement in this is so satisfying. Hell yes. Hell yes. 8% chance upon hitting an enemy to create a giant blast, knocking him down. Okay. Yeah. We loved that. Loved to see that. Tremendous. You know what? We're taking slutty rockets. So when you increase difficulty, you get more enemies. And when you get more enemies, you get more experience and money, which means you get more levels and more upgrades. Yeah. That's the whole idea. You just have to be able to keep up with it. And, let's see how that goes. Attack speed. So far, so good. I do think it increases the enemy's health, too, though. So, like, you need to be staying ahead of the damage. I gotta say, I love doing sick kickflips, though. It's great. Look at all the magnet shrines there are. And, like, they want me to be excited about getting 2% pickup range per level. God, this song sounds like the end credits for, like, a fucking incredible movie. All three of those items were good. Yeah, I'm sitting here thinking about, like, what was the internet really like when I first started? Maybe we do shield. Let's do shield. What do I want my last weapon to be? Maybe chunkers? I never take chunkers. There's chat rooms on flash game sites. I had a friend in high school who introduced me to... So, we were friends for a while. Maybe like half a school year. Hold on, let me... Am I gonna pick sniper rifle? Probably gonna pick sniper rifle. Fine. Fine. Anyway, I had a friend in high school, so I knew him for probably like half a school year. We were freshmen in high school together. And we got to be pretty good friends. We talked to each other like every day. And eventually he sort of like nervously led on to me that like, so I have a website. I have some friends that I want to introduce you to. It's like a little strange, right? And so, you know, we were messaging each other on like AOL back then too. And he links me to... do you remember the cartoon show, the Gargoyles? Gargoyles? Like Gargoyles, the cartoon show? Like it was produced, I think, by the same studio that did the Batman, the animated series. Yeah, AOL. I'm old as fuck, Vaughn. Anyway, he linked me to a website for a cartoon show that happened to have a web-embedded chat on it. Also, can we bring in a lot of energy right now, Demi? He linked me to a website for a cartoon series that happened to have a web-embedded chat in it. The series had long since stopped airing, I'm pretty sure, at this point. And he, like... They just, like, hung out in there. They just, like, hung out in there for years after the cartoon had aired. And they no longer talked about the cartoon. It was just, like, their little hidey hole. I wonder if it's definitely not still around, but... But yeah, websites used to just... What if they stopped hosting? Yeah, they stopped. They stopped hosting it. I checked a while ago. I don't know. I don't know if they had any contingencies for how to, like, contact each other. But I want you to ask yourself the same thing about Discord right now. There might be some people in your life you wouldn't be able to talk to anymore if Discord disappeared. I want the turbo skates. Just because we scale up the platform doesn't necessarily mean that the concerns are separated, you know? Like, you wouldn't totally lose contact with, like, me if Discord disappeared. I'd still be here, right? I'd still be on the bsky. I'd still be around, but it would fragment things, right? But yeah, I often thought about that. Like, did they really know each other? How much did they know about each other? I keep spending money instead of buying the leads. I was like before Discord, Facebook Messenger, Mumble, TeamSpeak, MIRC. IRC still exists. The reason anybody moved off of IRC, as far as I could tell, like some of the older people, was just that, like, Discord offered persistence, you know? Like, if you weren't online for an IRC chat, like if you were offline during the day, you had your computer turned off, and people chatted during the day, and then you turned on your computer at night and you logged into the chat, you wouldn't see any of the buffer, you know? Like, you wouldn't be able to see that anybody had spoken at all. You had to be there for it. It's all in the moment. And, like, you can log IRC, and you can, like, mimic that kind of persistence by leaving your computer on. But just, like, people didn't like it, and it's hard to share, like, media at IRC, and you would put a link in chat, and nobody would know what the fuck it was until they clicked it. But yeah, people used to use IRC. Internet Relay Chat was where I grew up. It was the big persistent gathering space. I used a lot of TeamSpeak. In EVE Online, they used Mumble and Jabber. In high school, the social media was definitely MySpace. God damn it, I keep spending money. Okay, there it is. You know what my first MMO experience was? I wonder if anybody can guess what my first massively multiplayer online game was. No one would ever guess. Unless I've said it before. No. No. It was The Sims Online. Like The Sims. Like The Sims. It was basically The Sims 1 with an online component. And it had a monthly subscription. And I played, like, every day. And I'm pretty sure I was, like... I've spoken about this before. I'm pretty sure I was, like, the only dude playing. Yeah, there was an MMO. Like, you could have your own house in the game, and it was persistent on the map, and you could make your house be, like, open, and anybody could visit that wanted to, and you could have up to, like, 16 people in one house, I think, maybe more in certain events. Monthly for The Sims, yeah. It was $15 a month to connect to this overworld where everybody lived, and you would work to earn a salary, and so you could buy, like, furniture and upgrades for your house and clothes for your character. You primarily earn money by doing like the sim chores, like leveling your sim. So you know how like in The Sims you can like have your sim paint paintings and level up their like art skill, right? You do the same thing in The Sims Online, but at the end of the task, like when the progress bar filled up, instead of just leveling up, you'd also make a painting, and it would sell the painting, and you'd make money from it. So you could sit there and level like your painting skills and sell paintings for a living, right? Or you could do the same thing with other tasks in the game. Primarily, like, there wasn't anything to fucking do. It was just a chat room. It was just a chat room where you could build the room, right? It was just like, you know, like Club Penguin Habbo Hotel type shit, but it was 3D. It was The Sims. It was The Sims 1. I was like the only dude. I'm dead-ass serious. Every single person I encountered in that game was a middle-aged woman and was talking about it. I am as serious as I can be. They would be open about it. I was just like a... How old was I? It was probably like 2002. Right? So I was in high school. I think that was 2002. Already chasing mature women. I was just one of them. I was already one of them. At heart. I was just a middle-aged office woman. Game is game. Hell yeah, dude. That's about as best as I can figure, though. It's just like, I have predilections towards that sort of thing, as it seems. I have the predilections of a... I was explaining to Chubbs earlier, Vaughn, you weren't here for it, but like my wife doesn't let me light the pumpkin spice pumpkin when she's home, or pumpkin spice candle, and I have it lit on my desk right now because I'm home alone, at least for the time being. I'm pretty sure she's going to be home any moment. Like as soon as October hit, or as soon as September hit, I went out and bought a bunch of like pumpkin scented pumpkin spice candles and wax melts. She doesn't like it. No, she doesn't like strong scents. She doesn't like strong scents and strong flavors. Kind of prefers things a little more mild. I want to hit with it. I want to be in pumpkin spice heaven. As soon as I'm done with stream here, and probably after this run, I'm gonna go have a pumpkin spice coffee, I was saying. But yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. I've come to accept that. At least to some degree. But yeah, I played a lot of The Sims Online. I actually first played it over at a friend's house. A friend had an older sister who was playing it on the family PC, and she was like, yeah, you can try it out. The taste. It's bold. You know, if you've ever had a chai tea, it's like that. Yeah, my friend had an older sister that was playing The Sims Online, and it was just like on their family PC. And when I was over their house, like, you know, my friend had to, like, get ready for, like, soccer practice or some shit. I can't remember what he was doing. But he was like, you can just play on the PC for a bit. Do whatever you want. And, you know, of course, the game was just, like, on the desktop. And I'm just like, yeah, sure, I love The Sims. I'll play The Sims Online. Let's see what that's like. You know, made a character and played around for a bit and enjoyed it, and then just like begged my mom for it. Get away from me. Yeah, it was definitely his older sister's game. I have a history of that too. How does the EA sellout feel? To me personally, I couldn't care less. Like at this point in time. I can't remember the last time I purchased like an EA game at full price. I know a bunch of people are going to buy in on Battlefield, but I wasn't sold on that either. I don't know. Call me a Debbie Downer or a sourpuss if you want, but like, I just don't care for $70 rehashes of games I've already played and can experience most of for free. Like, if I felt the urge to play, like, a Battlefield, I'd probably go back and play an older one that I already own and enjoy. Or maybe I'd go play Delta Force, which is fucking free. I'm not paying EA $70 for that. So more roundabout way of getting back to my point of, I don't really care because I don't really buy EA games. It doesn't feel good, though. It doesn't feel good to have, like, our media being owned by people who I vehemently disagree with and feel like should have no involvement with the things that are in my life. I'll put that out there. But, like, in grand terms, what is EA's business right now? I feel badly for the Bethesda, or not Bethesda, for the BioWare fans. I really do. I don't think that BioWare is going to have a home at that studio for the types of stories that they like to tell and the storytellers that tell them. One might argue that maybe there isn't much of BioWare left anyway. FIFA fans could give less of a shit, right? FIFA fans are the reason the company got purchased. Like, I'm pretty sure that's the Saudis' interest in the company is soccer and maybe other sports ball games, right? And it's not like they are intent on changing them in any way. They just want to own the business of making them. I mean, good for them, I guess. To me, it's just a cautionary tale of exactly what has been known all along, which is just that conglomerization stifles creativity. Getting your business wrapped up in another's is going to inevitably wind up working against you. Buyouts are never for anyone's benefit except for the people being bought out and cashing out. Right? Has a buyout ever improved a company? Has being owned by Sony made Bungie a better company? Has... Right? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, even outside of video games, can you think of one time where, like, a leveraged buyout has made an experience in shopping or restaurant going better? No. No. No, Microsoft owning a Bethesda doesn't make Bethesda's games better. It makes them worse. But BioWare being owned by EA, like, who is BioWare? What the fuck is a BioWare at this point? I'm getting more and more exhausted with talking about developers, like studios instead of individuals too, because like, what the fuck is a BioWare? When I'm talking about BioWare in my head, I'm thinking of Mass Effect 2. I'm thinking of Dragon Age Origins. Thinking of, you know what I mean? I'm thinking of maybe Old Republic, right? But are any of those people still at the company? Are those people still making the games? Are they making the decisions? Are they even still around? So when I say BioWare, what I'm talking about is the company that currently owns the IP Mass Effect. You know what I mean? Right? Like, the amalgam of people that currently are in charge of the IPs that I liked. with churn in the industry the way it is, who the hell that was involved with the original series and the original game with even Mass Effect 2 or Mass Effect 3, who on those projects is still around at the agency? They're still around in like, that's what I'd be interested in, right? Like, if we're talking about, like, oh, my favorite games of all time, from the people who made your favorite games of all time, or from the studio that made one of my favorite games of all time, those are two different statements, right? Like the studio didn't make shit. Like, the people who work at I love this song, too. This one is called, A Dream Transcending Space-Time. Really, they burned out and get replaced. It's not even that they burn out. It's just that, like, so I can't pay you for doing nothing, right? That wouldn't make sense as, like, the owner of a business, like in the United States. I'm talking about this from a US perspective. So in most businesses, right, in most profit-making ventures, you're always doing work. Say, like, you run, like a restaurant that sells hot dogs, yes? You are always making hot dogs to sell to people. you know? But when you make video games for a living, you don't always have a hot dog to sell. There's like a 4-year cooldown between hot dogs. You know? And so, what inevitably winds up happening is they start making a game and ramp up the number of staff working on that game as the game gets further and further along in development. Right? And they'll take on more and more and more staff, and then the game will get gold, like it'll get gold cert and be released, and now they have a bunch of people they don't need around, so they lay off everybody. Because otherwise, they'd have a bunch of people on staff that they don't necessarily need for a bit. Right? Because a lot of the early stages of game development are just concepting, but you're making decisions. You're laying the groundwork for what it is you're trying to make and why, and what it needs to include, and what the goals are. And then you start designing the world elements, and like, it's not stuff that you need, like, a bunch of... You know, you don't need a bunch of gruntwork artists making models of vases and plants and you know. And I'm not necessarily saying that's what makes a good game either, but to some degree, like, the people involved in making your game are just getting churned out over time at any given studio. And say what you will about, like, whose responsibility it is for making a good game, you know, like, in the first place. Okay, I died. I can't keep ahead of these things without movement speed. Oh well. It's about time to end anyway, but I can summarize my thesis here, which is just sort of like, the people who make your games probably aren't at those studios anymore. Like at EA. Like at BioWare, you know? Like, EA owns BioWare and in turns, like, you know. And so, to me, it would be more tragic if, like, distracted me to death. It happens. It happens. This game is meant to be that way anyway. I was losing because I couldn't keep ahead of the enemies. They started speeding up. But yeah, it's to me, like, I'm worried about where my favorite designers go. Like, if I play a game and it has really good music, or if I play a game and I really like some of the character designs, or if I really like the writing, then I'll start following, like, I want to follow those careers, you know, those artists, those people. I want to give them recognition. I want to reach out to them and let them know that, like, hey, I really enjoyed your work. Because I think that means the world. And to me, like, EA or whatever isn't involved with making a good video game. I don't think EA makes fucking video games. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't think EA is necessary. I think I could probably go the rest of my life without really intentionally buying an EA game. Like, not at full price anyway. And, you know, end of the day. Yeah, when they go from company to company. See, that's the thing, though, is that's why I like small companies. Because they're easier to follow and they kind of tend to stay together. You know what I mean? When you get to those big teams, how do you even tell who was responsible for what? How do you even tell who made what good? And I feel like good even starts to get really blunted because like now you're designing by committee and everybody's playing tug of war with the ideas. But anyway, I digress. I need to get ready for my wife to get in the door here, and I've been going about 2 hours, which is like an hour more than I was intending to. I had a lot of fun today, and I'm gonna start doing more of these. So if I'm just like gaming sometime, I might even go live again tonight. Like if I'm just gaming again. But if I'm just gaming, I'm gonna just try and go live because I have a lot of fun doing this and just rambling and yeah. Anyway, let me see if there's somebody I can send y'all to. I don't know who's live at this time of day. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't even know what's going on right now on Twitch. I can't even load the front page. Oh. Oh, Pocky's live. Why don't I send y'all to Pocky? Y'all can say hi to Pocky. Pocky's a gem. It's Tuesday. Yes. Yeah. Y'all need to go see Pocky. Y'all need to go see Pocky. It's Tuesday. I love Tuesday. All right. Go say hi to Pocky. Be nice. You just say Sheer says hi or whatever. I don't care. Whatever. Say whatever you want. Say anything you want. Say hi, Pocky. Be nice to Pocky. I'm gonna go say hi to Pocky and then go say hi to my wife who just walked in the door. Okay, bye guys. See you later. Bye. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for the resub. Bye.